Every year we're supposed to go to the doctor for our wellness exam, and a lot of us get our eyes checked too, but what about our ears, and how soon should we be checking on them? So I'm here with Dr. Gnewikow to learn more about this. And is there a particular age we're supposed to start checking our ears? And if we have a hearing loss, how often should we see someone like you?
Well, first of all, if you're having no difficulty at all and there's no history of hearing loss in your family, I don't think it's necessary until you begin to experience issues. On the other hand, if you've got hearing loss in your family, your father, mother, your siblings have hearing loss, it's a good idea, even if your hearing is pretty good, to get a baseline so that if your hearing starts changing in future years, you'll be aware of that. When we actually see people that we verify hearing loss, I generally recommend that they check it on an annual basis or sooner if they start seeing changes. And of course, we always tell people if you have a sudden change in your hearing, you need to get it retested immediately, just like you would deal with strokes and heart attacks and things like that. You deal with them immediately. Why do you do it? Well, one is diagnostic, trying to figure out why is it changing and make sure it's not related to a medical issue. Hearing loss is often hereditary, as I just mentioned, and if it's hereditary, even if you take good care of your hearing, it's probably going to get worse over time. And dealing with it sooner is probably dealing with it later. So what do we do when a person comes in to have their hearing rechecked? Well, of course, we compare it to the previous evaluations and make sure there's nothing unusual going on. If there is, we would make referrals appropriately. But if a person, say, has a significant hearing loss, and say they're wearing hearing aids, unlike glasses, can be represcribed with the same device. With glasses, of course, we have to change the lens completely, but with hearing aids, they are digital processors, so if the hearing is changed and we can find out which frequencies are dropping, then we can reprogram the hearing aid with a new prescription. So coming in periodically is not simply to determine how much change there's been, but it's also to try to keep you hearing at a better level. And then another reason is that when you see your audiologist, it's not simply a matter of testing your hearing and readjusting your hearing aid. It's more than that. The audiologist is going to spend time with you discussing the problems that you have and trying to give you hints as to things you can do differently, strategies, if you will, to deal with hearing issues. Hearing loss is not simply fixed by putting something in your ear. It's an ongoing process between you and your audiologist. So check it periodically. If there are changes, then they will make appropriate adjustments. If you have specific needs where, well, I'm in this situation or this situation and I'm having particular difficulty, then your audiologist can give you good strategies to deal with those. So realize that getting a hearing aid and not going back to see your audiologist for 5 or 10 years is probably a mistake. If you're really interested in getting good hearing health care, see your audiologist on a regular basis.
And to learn more about getting your hearing tested, Audiology Hearing Aid Associates can help. They have 2 area locations to serve you. In Lynchburg, they're located on Langhorne Road, and you can reach them at 434-528-4245. In Danville, they're on Main Street, and the number there is 434-799-6288. You can also learn more online at digitalhearingforyou.com.